Sean gets really annoyed with his first love, but ever since she tried to commit suicide, he changed. He started being endlessly indulgent towards her. Even when she scratched my face, he just protected her behind him. She's on the brink of death. Why are you still arguing with her? So, I stopped arguing, quietly left his world, until one late night, he saw his most influential buddy announce his new relationship in our friend circle. I was wearing a well-made men's shirt, snuggled in the arms of a tall, handsome man, kissing his cheek. That night it was pouring rain. Sean went crazy, banging on that guy's door. Baby, I know you're just trying to piss me off. Come out, let's talk, okay? Sean has an annoying first love. Whenever we went out, she always found ways to make us bring her along. It drove him nuts. One day, he and I went to see a newly released movie. Jessie called 3 times, just on our way there. Without hesitation, Sean blocked her. He ruffled my hair. Don't worry, I have a girlfriend. I need to keep my distance from any ex. Just as the movie ended, an unknown number called his phone. He picked up, and it was that persistent voice of his ex, Jessie. Sean, where are you? I told you I'm on a date with my girlfriend. Stop calling me. Do you not understand human language? Her voice was tearful. Wait, don't hang up. I really have something important to tell you. Sean hesitated for a moment, but then he hung up. His brows furrowed tightly. He seemed to be bothered by something. When I asked if this dress looked good on me, I had to ask several times before he snapped out of it. It looks great. You look good in anything. I changed back into my original clothes. Why are you so distracted? Are you worried about her? He was taken aback. He lowered his head and kissed my forehead. Worried about her? Hell no. Then why are you so out of it? Don't worry about her. She's just being dramatic. Let's continue our date. At 9 p.m., there was a fireworks show by the moat. Gorgeous fireworks blossomed in countless eyes. I held on to Sean's arm, taking photos. We hadn't taken many when his phone started vibrating again. This time, it was Jessie's mom calling. I didn't know what she said on the other end. Sean's pupils immediately dilated and his face turned pale. All right, auntie, I'll go right over. I asked him what was wrong. Jessie tried to commit suicide. I need to go to the hospital right now. Why would she commit suicide? Just because you didn't pick up her calls. That's too extreme. He rubbed his hair irritably. I don't know, but I have to go. Do you want to come with me? Though reluctant, I was curious. What new trick was Jessie pulling this time? We pushed open the ward door. Jessie's eyes were red, a bandage wrapped around her wrist. She struggled to sit up. Sean, you finally came. Then she hugged him as he approached the bed. I knew you cared about me. The scene made me uncomfortable. Sean didn't push her away. He sighed, exasperated. Jessie, do you realize how unreasonable you are? Attempting suicide for me is childish. I didn't do it for you, she said. Tears welled up in her swollen eyes. She looked timidly at me. Can you step out for a bit? I only want to tell him. I waited at the door for about 10 minutes. Sean came out looking serious. I wasn't curious about her so-called secret. I just wanted to know when we could leave. Done talking. Can we go now? It's been a long day, and I'm tired. It's not that I was cold-hearted, but Jess's consistent phone calls and annoying behavior had drained all my goodwill. Especially when Sean first introduced us. She warmly shook my hand, smiling brightly, but secretly squeezed hard. Such childish tricks. Jessie has stomach cancer, Sean suddenly said. My heart skipped a beat. For a moment, I wondered if it was true. She attempted suicide because she felt like a burden. It's my fault. If I had picked up her call, she would have had someone to talk to. She's from a single-parent family. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have been so desperate, thinking she's a burden, and attempted suicide. This isn't your fault, I comforted him. No one could have seen this coming. But Jessie always depended on me, saw me as a brother. And what did I do? After being with you, I barely cared about her. I'm such a bastard. A cold wind blew through the hallway window. Something inside me slowly cooled. I stayed silent. Sean noticed nothing, lost in deep self-blame. Just then, Jess's weak voice called out, Sean, can you stay with me tonight? I don't mean to bother you, but my mom has to work the night shift at the supermarket. It's fine, I'll stay with you. I won't go anywhere. Outside, it started raining heavily. I checked my watch. I'm leaving. All right, you go ahead. He was bending over, tucking Jessie in, not even looking at me. Jess's eyes stayed locked on him, filled with attachment. If this man wasn't my friend, I'd be moved by the heartwarming scene. It's 10:30 p.m., I reminded him. Sean, you're really going to let me go home alone? Jessie mumbled, sis. I usually work till 11 p.m. and go home by myself. Oh, I sneered. You don't have a boyfriend to take you home. That's your business, not mine. Sean frowned. He took out his phone and scrolled through his contacts. How about this? I'll let Jack take you home. He's my buddy, a rich kid, usually has nothing to do. Jack, back in college, he was the most popular guy, and now, one of the big shots in our city's elite circle. Sean now worked at Jack's company's headquarters. Bro, what are you doing? Help me out. The guy's voice on the other end was lazy. At this hour, I'm going to bed. Whatever it is, talk tomorrow. That he went to bed this early surprised me, but I wasn't interested in bothering anyone late at night. I told Sean, forget it. I can go back by myself. Don't trouble anyone. Sean was about to hang up the phone when Jack asked, wait, do you need my help with something? Can you come over and pick up my girlfriend? I'll treat you to dinner later. What do you think? Sure, send me the location. When it comes to a free meal, he's quick to agree. Lisa, you wait here for him. I'll go back in and keep Jessie company. Sean patted my head reassuringly and went back into the hospital room. I felt a wave of frustration with nowhere to go, bouncing around inside me. Sean used to tell me Jack was a player, so him being okay with Jack driving me home was unexpected. He even assured me Jack might be a bit of a playboy, but is reliable. You can trust him on this. Jack arrived faster than I expected. This guy had striking eyes, his black shirt unbuttoned at the top, broad shoulders, long legs, and a mischievous look when he smiled. I waved, Jack, over here. Lisa, yeah, I nodded, sorry for the trouble. He chuckled, no worries. I went back into the room to find Sean. Jessie was holding his arm tight. When she saw me, she smiled, hey sis, you haven't left yet. I ignored her and turned to Sean. He's here to get me. I'm heading out. Sean looked at Jack behind me and said, bro, take good care of my girlfriend. Jack smirked, no problem, I'll take good care of her. Was it my imagination? His tone sounded a bit off. He took my bag, let's go. I'll take you home. When we got to the underground parking lot, Jack opened the car door for me. Thanks. I sat down. He went around to the driver's side. I was distracted, thinking about what happened at the hospital, gazing out the window. I didn't notice him telling me to buckle up. The next second, I caught the faint smell of sandalwood as he leaned over to fasten my seatbelt. I looked down and met his deep, dark eyes. Lisa, is pretending not to know me fun for you? My scattered thoughts snapped into place. I smiled a little. Long time no see, big brother. After my parents divorced, my mom sent me to stay with her best friend. That was Jack's family. I lived with them for 10 years. From when I was 10 to 17. Jack was just a year older than me. During that time, I always called him brother. In my second year of high school, my parents got back together, and I moved out. That was also the year Jack went off to college. After that, we didn't see much of each other. It wasn't until Sean and I got together, and I met Jack again, at one of their gatherings. He'd become more charismatic since then. Black shirt, broad shoulders, narrow waist, still attracting a lot of girls, but his attitude towards me had completely changed. He was distant and cold. I thought he had forgotten who I was, forgotten the little sister who used to wait for him by the high school building to go home together. So, I acted like I didn't know him either. I didn't expect him to come pick me up tonight. Still remember me, huh? The cityscape moved slowly outside. The dim streetlights flickered across his pale fingers. Of course I remember. How could I forget? But you. That day you acted like you didn't know me. He laughed lightly and didn't answer directly. Lisa, your choice in boyfriends could be better. I shot him a look. Oh, and your choice in girlfriends is perfect. Sorry, I'm single, so I don't have that problem. I was skeptical. You're single, really? Back in high school, he was popular with the girls. He'd get love letters all the time, and thanks to him, girls would bring me treats to get on his good side. In my third year, I heard my mom chatting on the phone, saying he had a girlfriend in college. I cried for days when I heard that. So now, hearing him say he's single, I'm not buying it. Why would I lie to you? True. When I tried to get out of the car, I found the door was locked, not leaving without an exchange of contacts. Soon after getting home, I got a call from Sean. Did you get home safe? Yeah, I'm home. You're really not coming back tonight? No, I need to stay with Jessie. Take care and get some rest. After taking a shower, I checked Jessie's Twitter. Surprisingly, she had unblocked me. Her post had a picture of Sean asleep by her hospital bed, with her hand making a victory sign next to his head. The caption read, "Nothing better than your company." Around the same time, I got several notifications on Twitter. Jack had liked some of my old posts, but none that had pictures of Sean and me together. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. A few days later, Jessie was discharged. She claimed she had late-stage stomach cancer, and the doctors advised her to stop treatment and enjoy her remaining days. Because of this, Sean dropped a lot of work to spend time with her. At first, I tolerated it. She was supposed to be dying, after all. But I realized she wanted all of Sean's free time. Many times, during our plans, she'd call, and he'd leave in a hurry, apologizing and leaving me hanging. After a few times, I had a conflict with him. She doesn't have much time left. Wouldn't it be better for her to spend it with her family? Her family doesn't really take care of her. She comes from a single-parent household. I thought you'd understand that. Understand my ass. It's fine if you occasionally spend time with her. But you don't have to be like a live-in nurse, always at her beck and call. Don't you have any sense of boundaries? She's a sister I grew up with. She has stomach cancer and needs someone with her. Can't you stop? He stopped mid-sentence. Forget it. I don't want to argue. You better not stir shit up. I snapped back. Your problem. Don't blame it on me, okay? He ruffled his hair in frustration. I really don't know what to do, Lisa. Can you understand me? It's just for 1 or 2 months. I promise I see her as a sister. I don't care. If you want to keep her company, go ahead. You don't need to inform me. On that weekend morning, I got a call from Sean. Didn't you say you wanted to go to Disney before? Yeah. Did you settle things with your dear sister? Just when I thought he was trying to make amends, his next words were, Jessie also said she wants to go. Do you want to join us? If you do, I'll buy an extra ticket. I was instantly infuriated. Join them? Is he kidding? It sounded like he was just taking her and dragging me along, as if I were the extra. I'm not going. Why not? Haven't you always wanted to go? He used to be quick-witted, but ever since Jessie's suicide attempt, it's like his brain's been rusty. I said, who the heck takes their sister to Disney? At this point, I heard Jessie's slightly aggrieved voice on the other end. Is she not coming because she has a bias against me? Or does she mind my illness? Sean replied, it's not a bias. It's just that you kept calling me back then. It's natural she might feel suspicious. Jessie, sounding more pitiful, said, forget it, Sean. I know it doesn't matter what I say. Maybe you should just go with her. I'm already like this. You don't have to worry about my feelings. Hearing this, Sean felt guilty. Don't say such foolish things. I can take her later, but I must accompany you. I hung up the phone, not wanting to hear any more of their whining. My heart ached slightly, and I felt a bit nauseous. The whole day, he didn't message me again. That night, I saw Jessie's latest photo collage post. In almost every picture, she was holding his arm, her head resting on his shoulder. They looked just like a couple deeply in love. Her caption read, "You're still the best to me." Her own comment under the post said, "Don't jump to conclusions, everyone. This isn't an official announcement. He's my first love, my brother." But people at Disney today said we look like a perfect couple. I had almost forgotten. This rotten apple was still on my friends list. I deleted all of her. Earlier that year, Sean had bought a car. He promised he'd always pick me up from work, but he hadn't come even once these days. Gossiping colleagues kept hinting and asking if we had broken up. I just replied with 2 words. Almost. After the sadness, there was only accumulating disappointment. In the end, wasn't this Jessie's goal? But I wasn't going to let her get what she wanted so easily. Just then, I got a message notification. It was a voice message from Jack. Had dinner. I don't know how to cook. Usually, Sean picks me up after work to eat out. But lately, I've been eating takeout for days now. I was tired of it. Scrolling through the food delivery apps for 10 minutes, and still finding nothing tempting. Not yet. Planning to order takeout. Home. Yeah, if you're home, I'll come get you. Let's eat something good. Takeout isn't healthy. Normally, I'd probably refuse. But now, I couldn't think of any reason to decline. He has a good sister to accompany. So who doesn't have a good brother? Alright, come get me. Jack arrived swiftly as usual. Come down. He wore a casual jacket today. His hair styled lazily and casually. He smiled softly when he saw me. I suddenly thought of our high school days. Back then, I often waited at the door of his classroom for him to take me home on his bike after evening classes. All his classmates knew our relationship. When his buddies filed out one by one, I'd hear, "Hey, sis." Jack would laugh and scold from the back, "Get lost. She's my sister, not yours." Then he'd ruffle my hair and put his arm around my shoulder as we walked downstairs. "Don't go adopting random brothers, okay?" "I won't." Years have flown by. I pushed those thoughts aside and smiled at him. "Bro, yeah, what do you want to eat?" "Anything." During dinner, Sean messaged me. "Was at Disney all day yesterday, exhausted. Came home, crashed hard." "Baby, what are you doing? Not mad, right?" I almost laughed. His regressed to the point where he can't even tell when I'm angry anymore. I replied briefly, "Let's break up." Then, I put my phone aside. Jack asked, "What's wrong?" "Nothing, just broke up." "You were right the other day. My taste in boyfriends sucks." He gave a subtle smile. Under the warm light, his face looked especially gentle. "Boyfriends, you can date them for fun, but when it comes to husbands, you can't mess around." He paused for a moment and then added, "Especially someone like Sean. It's better to break up sooner rather than later." I nodded, thinking about something. I asked him, But do you feel the same way about women? Nah, he said, looking down. What's that saying? Men who don't respect themselves are like rotten cucumbers. I finished for him. We both laughed. You know that saying, huh? Not bad. So, don't misunderstand me. It was weird. Sean told me a while ago that Jack was a notorious playboy. Honestly, I didn't believe it at first, but Sean was so sure that I became half skeptical. After all, Jack did have the looks and charms. The next day after work, a co-worker came up to me and said, "Oh my God, there's a super handsome guy downstairs." My married heart is fluttering. I shrugged. Really? How handsome? Super handsome. Honestly, way more handsome than your boyfriend, she said, showing me a photo she secretly took. But I figured he must be picking up his girlfriend. The guy was standing there, wearing a black shirt, looking sharp with a stern face, eyes fixed on his phone. Isn't that Jack? When I got downstairs, I saw that familiar yet distant figure from afar. Hey, handsome. He smiled and walked over to me. 2 days apart and you forget your manners. Well, you wouldn't know, but you caused quite a stir in our office chat group. I remembered back in high school, during our breaks, Jack would pass by my building on his way to the school store, and always bring me snacks. It always caused quite a commotion. After he left, I'd share the snacks with my friends, and they'd always say, "Lisa, I'm so jealous. Your brother is not only the school hottie, but also so nice to you." I felt pretty proud back then. All these years later, he's still the same, drawing attention wherever he goes. So, why are you here? Picking up your girlfriend. He looked at me. Picking you up. That night, he took me to dinner. We talked for a long time, and the awkwardness quickly disappeared. Picking me up from work. How generous. I tilted my head. Generous? Hardly, he scoffed. I noticed a few messages from Sean. Since I told him we were breaking up, I hadn't replied to him. We agreed not to say the word break up lightly, didn't we? I know you're just throwing a fit, but I won't agree to a breakup. Don't ignore me, babe. I know you're mad at me for not being there, for not keeping my promise to pick you up. So don't worry. I found a bro to cover for me for a while. While I'm spending time with Jesse, he'll pick you up. Then he sent a few I love you emojis. This problem-solving style is really something. I could only roll my eyes. I replied, "Whatever makes you happy. I don't mind, but you know my history with him, right?" Sean replied, "Yeah, Jack told me everything. You've lived at his place for 10 years. That's why I'm at ease. He'll take care of you like a brother, just like I take care of Jesse." I put away my phone and turned to ask Jack, "So, Sean asked you to come pick me up?" "You could say that." He smirked, tapping his knuckles on the steering wheel. "Or maybe not." I was a bit confused. He glanced at me. "What? You unhappy I'm here to get you?" "Happy? Of course, I'm happy." "Back in high school, didn't you always pick me up on your bike?" "Yeah, back then you were scared of everything. You'd hold onto my shirt so tight every time you rode on the back. By the end of the semester, my shirts nearly reached my knees." "You're exaggerating. But those simple joys were amazing." The wind brushing my cheeks as we rode downhill. I was ecstatic. In the following days, Jack picked me up right on time and took me out to eat. Sean, on the other hand, seemed to have vanished into thin air, and I couldn't be bothered to check on him. Then, on my birthday night, over 2 weeks later, Sean suddenly showed up at my door. In his left hand, he had my favorite durian. In his right, a birthday cake. He smiled at me. "If you don't open the door, I'll get kicked out by the building management. Your durian smells too strong." As soon as he put the things down, he reached to hug me. I pushed him away coldly. "Ha, my co-workers already celebrated at the office today. You and your stubbornness. Co-workers aren't the same as a boyfriend. Honestly, it's my fault I haven't come by recently. I wanted this birthday to be special for you." "Silly, did you think I forgot your birthday? Don't give me that. Why aren't you with your good sister anymore?" "I'm not with her because," he paused, looking at me, "she's here to celebrate your birthday too. I think there are some misunderstandings between you two, and I'd like to clear them up tonight." Before I could react, Jessie hopped in from outside like a monkey. "Sis, happy birthday." With a loud bang, the confetti cannon in her hand exploded, scattering bits all over the floor. At that moment, the air felt even more stifling than it already did. If she wants to put on a show, I'll join for one last act. "I know you've always misunderstood me. You're Sean's favorite, and taking him away for so long. I'm really, really sorry." Tears filled her eyes as she continued, "Sorry. I have a bit of a crying problem." Sean quickly grabbed tissues and wiped her tears with practiced ease. "Don't cry, Jessie. I'm not an unreasonable person," I said, crossing my arms and watching her. Seeing I wasn't moved, she went on, "When I'm gone, Sean will only have you." "Enough. Today's my birthday, not your apology party." I wasn't too shaken, but Sean's eyes reddened at her words. He said, "You guys work on the cake. I'll handle the durian." Jessie quickly volunteered, "I'll cut the cake." "I don't need you to. I'll do it myself. Pouting, she pleaded, sis, let me. Are you really going to be so harsh after my apology? I paused. Stop pretending. How hard is it to fake those tears? How much is your apology worth anyway? Her demeanor changed. So what? You know Sean can't stand to see me cry. She squatted by the coffee table. If you won't let me in, I'll force my way in. If you won't let me cut the cake, I'll cut it anyway. Just as she reached for the plastic knife, I was faster and grabbed it. I didn't expect her to wrestle for it. She turned from delicate to wild in an instant. In a mishap, my face got scratched. My chin was bleeding. She froze. Your face. Without thinking, I slapped her. The sound was crisp. You don't have stomach cancer but brain cancer, right? What's going on? Sean rushed in, seeing us in that scene. Giant tears streamed down Jess's face as she held her cheek. Sean. I accidentally scratched Sis's face. Sob. I'm sorry. Really sorry. I lifted her by the collar. Can't you face something without crying? Stand up and explain yourself. Enough, Lisa. Sean interrupted harshly, then shielded Jessie as if I were a monster. She's dying. Can't you cut her some slack? The doctor said she can't handle stress. His eyes were filled with disappointment, shaking his head. Do you know how little time she has left? Is a small cut really such a big deal compared to her life? If I had been disappointed before, now I was utterly disgusted. I wanted to shove his face into the cake to wake him up. Jess is not dead yet, but the Sean who only had eyes for me and knew what was important was already long gone. I grabbed the cake and hurled it at his face. Get out, we're done. Sean coldly replied, we're over. If you hadn't said it, I would have. The door slammed shut with a deafening thud, leaving behind an oppressive silence. He used to say, with me around, you'll never suffer. But ironically, my greatest suffering came from him. I sorrowfully squatted in front of the sofa. Perhaps it was the piled up grievances, or the long pent up disappointments, but my tears finally broke free. After crying for half an hour, the doorbell rang. I thought it was Sean, so I didn't plan to answer. Go away, you're annoying. But the next second, I heard Jack's familiar voice. It's me, Jack. I grabbed some tissues and hastily wiped my tears. I fixed my bangs using my phone's reflective screen, then casually opened the door. I smiled at him. Bro, what brings you here? Just sent you a message downstairs. You didn't reply, so I came up to find you. I didn't check my phone just now. I opened the door and turned to walk inside. Didn't want him to see my red eyes, but suddenly, he grabbed my wrist. He pulled me in front of him. Why are you crying? The smile on his lips vanished. Instead, there was anger. Who hurt your face? Sean, or his female friend? I looked at him and told him the crap that happened just now. He gently wiped my tears with his thumb, cleaned the small wound on my chin, and pulled me into his arms. Listen to me, this kind of trash isn't worth your tears. He soon got a phone call. All right, I'm coming now. I thought he was leaving, feeling a bit down, but to my surprise, he came back with a cake and a bunch of my favorite tulips and handed them to me. Congrats on getting rid of some trash today. Happy birthday, babe. I thought I had cried enough before he came. I thought I had held back my tears after he arrived. But hearing those words, I couldn't hold back anymore. This time, it wasn't for Sean. It was because I heard that long-lost, one-of-a-kind nickname. A long time ago, he used to call me babe. I was still in elementary school, bullied by a chubby kid in the yard and cried. He sought justice for me, but I still kept crying. Babe, stop crying. He couldn't comfort me, so he called me that on purpose. The nickname distracted me. My name is Lisa. Don't get it wrong, big brother. Alright, babe. Time to eat, babe. Aren't you going home yet, babe? I got used to him calling me that. The day he left, he stood by the car window, bent down, and ruffled my hair. Call big brother often, babe. Meanwhile, Sean brought Jessie to his place and comforted her for a while. Jessie, Sean, maybe I should go down and apologize to Lisa. She seemed really upset. You didn't do it on purpose. She slapped you. That was too much. Midnight finally got Jessie to sleep in the guest room. The doorbell rang suddenly. His first thought was that Lisa came, but is still angry now, and if Lisa came to apologize, he wouldn't accept it. Thinking this, Sean walked to the hallway. However, as soon as he opened the door, he was punched hard in the face before he could see clearly. It hurt like hell. He held his face in pain. Only then did he see an enraged Jack. Bro, what the hell? What did I do to you? Who's your bro? Don't you know what you did? Is your brain flooded? Sean reminisced that Jack rarely cursed, and had never seen him so angry. As he finally processed, Sean got punched twice more. Dodging, he said, all right. I get you're mad for Lisa, but listen to me. Don't mess with Lisa if you can't think straight. I don't care for any explanation from you. You're unreasonable. I treated you as a brother. But Jack didn't listen, leaving after beating him up. Feeling extremely pissed, Sean thought about how Jack's his boss. Or he wouldn't just take it. But thinking carefully, he knew he was wrong. At Lisa's place, he only thought of cancer-stricken Jessie, and didn't consider Lisa's scratched chin. For a girl, caring about her face is perfectly normal. But his focus on Jess's stomach cancer was misplaced. With his face still hurting, he scratched his head in frustration. Forget it, let's both cool down. When she's calmed down, he'll buy her pricey gift to make up. Lisa. Waking up in the morning, I felt better than ever. I opened the curtains, the sky growing lighter. Thanks to Jack, I'll remember my 25th birthday had happy moments. Last night, he stayed, talking and comforting me, until late at night, when I fell asleep on the sofa. I woke up in my bed. The living room was silent. He was still asleep on my couch, legs bent, an arm over his forehead, silent like a still star. I quickly grabbed a blanket, gently covering him, slipped into the kitchen to make 2 bowls of noodles. Then I heard Jack's voice behind me. Not bad, you've learned it to make noodles now. I turned. He leaned in the doorway, smiling gently. Just okay, 3rd best in the world. I chuckled, but no guarantees it tastes good. Back when I stayed at his place, weekends, he'd make breakfast, usually noodles, while I waited. By the way, I plan to move soon. Any recommendations? Yeah, he moved closer. Depends if you like it. This apartment was picked with Sean post-graduation. Sean wanted to live together, but I declined. We'd only been dating half a year. So, he lived on the 7th floor, me on the 10th. Now, living in the same building felt unbearable. I deleted and blocked all of Sean's contacts. With Jack's help, I soon moved out of that building. He and Jessie can stay stuck together forever, and not bother anyone else. Finding a suitable place wasn't easy. Jack let me stay at his place temporarily, though I hesitated. Won't it be inconvenient? We're grown up now. He likely has his own life, and I'm not one to overstep. He laughed and said, you didn't find it inconvenient when you lived in my house for those 10 years. But now you're worried about it when staying temporarily until you find a place. All right then, I'll crash at your place for now. I didn't refuse any further. I had a lot of luggage, and I was worried his place wouldn't have enough space. But when I got there, I realized I was totally overthinking it. His house is in a quiet villa neighborhood amidst the bustling city center, with more than enough room for one more person. Before I arrived, he had already cleaned out a room, bought new bedding sets, and arranged everything thoughtfully. Then he helped me organize my stuff. Finally, he handed me 2 keys. One was for the front door, and the other for my room. I was increasingly convinced that breaking up with Sean was a good thing. Sean's first love acting up was perfect timing, or else I wouldn't have seen his true colors so quickly. I resigned from my job. Of course, this wasn't an impulsive decision. I had been planning to switch jobs anyway. After I quit, Jack drove me on a road trip to another city. The beautiful scenery along the way slowly lifted my crumpled spirits. The night we got back, I went to see my friend, who was singing at a bar. I sat in a booth drinking while she sang a special song for me, Happy Breakup. After she finished, she came over to join me. Men are everywhere, no shortage of Seans. With each curse at Sean, we took a drink. Pretty soon, I couldn't keep up with her. No more, no more. If I drink any more, I'll throw up. She clicked her tongue. I wanted to curse him out more, but you can't handle it. I'll take you home. She started to help me up. Just then, my phone rang. She looked at it and said, brother, I'll answer it for you. I had no idea what she said to him, but soon enough, Jack showed up. When we got out of the car, I was too shy to let him carry me. Staggering, I finally made it to the front door. But as soon as the elevator opened, he suddenly lifted me up and placed me gently on the sofa. I grabbed his arm. Hey, do all you men like having a good little sister? He knelt beside me, taking off my shoes. You're drunk. I'm not drunk, Jack. Even if you were drunk, I wouldn't be. Tell me, do you have many good little sisters out there? Or am I one of them? I didn't even know what I was saying. Usually, I would never say such things. You're still thinking about Sean. No, I wasn't thinking about him. It just popped into my head. His eyes were full of swirling emotions. You don't think I treat you like a little sister, do you? Don't you? The air was silent for a long while. Jack lowered his gaze to look at me. You asked if men like having little sisters. I can answer that for you. As he spoke, he looked at me intensely. No, I never wanted to be your older brother. Never thought of it, neither before nor in the future. I didn't know what to say, but his look was so intense, almost crazy. It made me feel like I should kiss him. So I did. I leaned in and kissed him gently on the corner of his lips. Jack, what do you want to be to me then? He stared at me, swallowing hard. Before I knew it, he had me pinned onto the sofa. When I was gasping for breath, he pulled away slightly, with his forehead against mine. Didn't your kiss tell you what you already know? The next morning, my head felt heavy and dizzy. I turned to continue sleeping, only to come face to face with Jack's chest. The man's body lay beside me, his collarbone and chest muscles clearly outlined. My heartbeat quickened involuntarily. Geez, last night, the memory of kissing him slowly came back to me. We first kissed on the sofa. I was so dazed by his kisses that he then carried me to the bed to continue. Gosh, wasn't that just a dream? I got up and went to the kitchen for some water. Touching my face, it felt so clean. He even helped me remove my makeup. A strong pair of arms wrapped around my waist from behind, and Jack held me, his voice lazy, awake. Yeah, my head hurts a bit. The sunlight outside was perfect, and the breeze was gentle, with the curtains swaying lightly. But my heart was pounding fast. Come sit here with me. He had me sit between his legs, resting against his chest. His fingers slowly and rhythmically pressed on my temples. The sandalwood scent from him surrounded me. Feel better. Millimeter, much better. After freshening up, we went out for breakfast. I tried to act casual. So, did anything happen between us last night? He raised an eyebrow. What do you mean by anything? You know, anything. He chuckled mischievously, pulling me into his embrace. I don't remember. Do you want to show me? He clicked his tongue and pulled me in for a long kiss, saying, you were the one who started this last night. It's too late to regret now, isn't it? Me? Really? He laughed. I should have recorded everything last night. So you couldn't deny it like now. I'm not regretting. I was just checking. We kissed, but nothing more. I'm not taking advantage of you. My cheeks instantly felt hot. This rogue, twisting my words. My anything definitely didn't mean that. Actually, I had a crush on you in high school. Not kidding. With such a handsome guy as an older brother. And I wasn't really his sister. So I secretly liked him back then. Except, during my last year in high school, my mom told me, your brother Jack has a pretty girlfriend. They look perfect together. I cried for a week, constantly trying to get over my feelings and stop liking him. Who would have thought? After all this time, the thoughts he had at 17 started to sprout at 25. Sean had just received some good news. Jessie, after another checkup, found her condition had miraculously improved. He firmly believed his company played a role. They planned to have a nice meal to celebrate. The restaurant was very popular, with 2 rows of diners waiting for seats at the entrance. He and Jessie sat down as well. At that moment, he suddenly noticed the restaurant across the street had closed down. That restaurant was the place where he and Lisa had gone on their first date. Lisa, just thinking about that name still made him upset. He figured she probably regretted breaking up with him now. It was their biggest fight ever. He wasn't about to back down first. After all, he wasn't the one who did anything wrong. She was unreasonable. He had decided to give her a 2-month break so she could reflect on her actions. Lost in thought, he opened his phone and started scrolling through Twitter. Suddenly, he came across a Twitter post from last week by Jack. He's got a girlfriend. He squinted to take a closer look. In an instant, it felt like a bolt from the blue. The woman cuddling with Jack was Lisa. She had jet black, thick long hair, a smiling face, and was kissing Jack's cheek while wearing a men's shirt. Jessie noticed something was wrong and leaned over to look at his phone with a cheerful tone. Wow, Lisa got a new boyfriend. She sounded more excited than he'd ever heard, but Sean's brow furrowed deeply. I thought your sister just broke up not long ago. I figured she'd at least wait a year or 2 before dating again. I guess she wasn't. He cut her off. Can you stop guessing? She's definitely doing it to make me jealous. No way, they're kissing and all. Just then, their table was called. Jessie tugged at his arm. Let's go, Sean. Our table's ready. But Sean's face didn't look good, his frustration peaking at that moment. No, I need to get to the bottom of this. Jessie, you go ahead. I'll come back once I figure it out. He hadn't seen Lisa in a long time. He drove fast. With one hand, he texted Lisa. What's going on with you and him? The message sent, but a glaring red exclamation mark popped up. He slammed his hand on the steering wheel. He rushed up to the 10th floor of her apartment. His knocking went unanswered until his hand was sore. 2 police officers arrived. They didn't hesitate to pin him to the ground. You're being charged with illegal harassment. Are you kidding? My girlfriend lives here. But when the door finally opened, a stranger stepped out. Officers, don't listen to him. I just moved in. I don't even know this guy. Sean was stunned. He stretched his arm trying to see inside, but the furnishings were unfamiliar. Lisa had moved out. His legs gave out, and he knelt on the ground. He spent the night at the police station. He refused to believe those photos were real. The on-duty officers looked at him sympathetically, assuming he'd been dumped. After listening to his laments, one young officer said, from a cop's perspective, stay calm. As a guy, you kind of deserve this. Monday was back to work. Sean was a mess. His co-workers noticed his heavy dark circles, didn't sleep well last night. Rough night. He forced a laugh. Ha ha. Stayed up late playing games. Finally, the workday ended. He overheard his co-workers whispering, "Wow, the boss's girlfriend is here." "No way, the boss has a girlfriend." "Yeah, haven't you seen his Twitter? He posted pictures with her." "How am I, a lowly employee, supposed to follow the boss's Instagram?" "Let me see." "Wow, she's pretty. Nice eyes. Hey, Sean, you wanna see?" Sean's heart ached. No, it's probably fake. He clung to his last hope. Maybe, just maybe, Lisa was here for him. It wasn't impossible. Thinking this, he perked up, packed his things, and left the office. Lisa was in the hallway. She didn't even pause, walking right past him to Jack. Sean clenched his fists. She was supposed to be here for him. What did Jack do to deserve this? He followed them like a thief, too scared to confront Jack directly at the office. Lisa, arm in arm with Jack, was chatting happily. Finally, at the parking lot, he called out, "Lisa." She turned, losing her smile and giving him a blank look. "Do you need something?" Sean bitterly asked. "Why didn't you tell me about you and him?" Lisa found it amusing. "Who are you? Why do I need to report my dates to you?" "Lisa, I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be this mad." But Lisa wasn't listening, and got into the car. Jack's look at him was mocking. At that moment, Sean was speechless. The first time he introduced Lisa to Jack, he had noticed something different in her eyes. He was a bit scared then, so he painted Jack as a player, knowing Lisa hated guys who weren't clear about their feelings. Now, he slapped his own face in frustration. Maybe he was the one who handled things poorly. He headed home. He realized Jessie had shown up at his place without him noticing. "These are Lisa's slippers. Don't wear them." Jessie glanced at him timidly. "What's wrong?" Sean, clearly frustrated, threw his briefcase on the couch. "Look, your condition is getting better, right? So, you don't need to stay here anymore. I've helped you with all your wishes. Pack up and go back to your own place." Jessie's eyes welled up with tears. Sean sensed his tone had been too harsh. "Sorry, I just need some space. Why don't you go back to your room for now?" He drank several beers, trying to numb himself with alcohol. As he was about to shower, he passed by Jessie's room and heard her on the phone with a friend. He stopped in his tracks. "What now? He's kicking me out again. I regret saying my condition was improving." "Then just say your stomach cancer has worsened. Perform your tears and sobs routine again. He'll fall for it, just like last time." Jessie hesitated, then replied, "Okay." Suddenly, there was a loud bang and the door flew open. Seeing Sean at the door left Jessie stunned. "So, all this talk about having stomach cancer was a lie? Are you saying you've just been acting sick all this time?" Jessie tried to play dumb. "No, Sean, let me explain." But Sean threw her out. "You made me feel like a fool. Get out. I never want to see you again." 10 minutes later, her suitcase, stuffed with clothes, was thrown out too. "Go, and never show your face here again. And if you never really had stomach cancer, I hope you get it for real someday." Jessie knocked on the door for another half hour, feeling like her tears had dried up. Her knocking was loud enough to disturb the neighbors, but Sean never came out. Desperate, she turned to the couple next door. "I'm his girlfriend. He kicked me out after a fight." Jack, the neighbor guy, replied, "Nope. I remember his girlfriend looks nothing like you. Honestly, she's a lot prettier." Sarah, his partner, gave Jessie a disapproving look. She had eavesdropped on the fight between Sean and another man the other day. "Are you like his side chick? And you expect us to help? I should record this and post it online." Jessie's face turned bright red. She took her suitcase and left, humiliated. Sean went to work for days, lost in thought. Eventually, he decided to quit. He was too resentful towards Jack, his boss. One night, unable to shake his feelings of bitterness, he looked through old photos of him and Lisa. The more he thought about it, the more upset he became. He sped towards Jack's house. Getting out of his car, he didn't bother with an umbrella and ran into the rain. Meanwhile, Jack's phone buzzed. His smart doorbell showed someone at the front door. He glanced at the peacefully sleeping Lisa. Opening the smart doorbell app, he saw Sean, drenched and pounding on the doorbell. "Lisa, are you in there? You left in such a hurry. Can we talk? I know you're mad, but I'm here to apologize. Please?" Sean slicked his wet hair back, looking desperate. "Jack, come out and explain this. I trusted you to help Lisa. Hitting me to vent is fine, but what's with stealing her from me?" Jack's eyes turned cold as he watched Sean through the video. He sure was persistent. Jack left the room quietly, closed the door behind him, and made a call. Soon, security arrived and escorted Sean away. Having seen Sean before, they knew he was Jack's friend, which is why they let him in earlier. But they were taken aback to see him acting so crazed. They thought Jack had stolen Sean's girlfriend or something. Worried for their jobs, they couldn't help thinking even someone like Jack occasionally makes bad friends. "Buddy, staying here all night won't help. Go home or we'll have to call the police." Sean left. He wandered aimlessly through the streets. Passing by the bustling city center, he saw a large screen on a luxurious building, drawing a crowd. Curious, he looked up. Just one glance made his face turn pale. Congratulations, Mr. Jack and Ms. Lisa, on your engagement. Wishing you a lifetime of happiness together. Announcing the citywide celebration of their engagement party tomorrow. Wow, they look perfect together. So handsome and beautiful. Jack is the second son of Starlight Group. Another young hottie off the market. But I heard they're each other's first loves. Childhood sweethearts. Someone pointed. Under the large screen stood a dejected man, soaked in rain, sobbing like a clown. Jack's first college summer was the same summer Lisa finished her exams. He had planned a trip to Xinjiang just for her, but never got to depart. He got her text. Brother, I have a boyfriend now. I won't be using this number anymore. He cancelled his ticket to see her. He hated to admit it, but realized she really saw him as just a brother, whereas he had feelings he shouldn't have had. When he saw her again at an unimportant party, she was as beautiful as he'd imagined. Seeing her thrilled him. He rushed to embrace her, but she was with another man. He couldn't stand Sean at first sight, fantasized about him disappearing from the world. Ridiculous thoughts, but they were together. He felt like the outsider, so he had to act a bit colder, worried that if they reconnected, he might cross the line and bother her, and that would likely only cause her more trouble. Luckily, fate gave him another chance. Sean isn't the right match for her. He was frustrated with the man's shameless ignorance, but also grateful for another chance to love her openly. It seemed that his 7 years of wishing the same New Year's wish had some effect. He could finally tell her that he is so infatuated with her. Thinking of this, he leaned down and kissed her forehead. Where did you go just now? Did someone come over? Lisa asked, still half asleep. No one, just go back to sleep. I was so scared. The rain outside is so heavy. She snuggled into his arms, nuzzling his neck. Hurry up, let me touch your abs to calm down. Jack couldn't resist her. He caught her hand and whispered in her ear, we're getting engaged tomorrow. Don't you want to save some energy? Lisa's hand immediately settled down. The rain outside continued to fall, but in his arms, she felt more at peace than ever before. Let it rain, let it rain. Once it's over, tomorrow will be clear skies.